Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. I'm Jason Minix. He is Joe Reinagle.
Good afternoon, Jason Minix, and everybody else. What's going on?
You know, it's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
The countdown to our Thursday birthday party at Rue Pub again.
Yeah.
Plan now. All day at the Rue Pub on Thursday. Noon to 2, Jimenez is going to be out there. Then we'll be out there 4 to 7. Most of us are going to stick around. Some of us have to go to a second job.
Wow. I feel sorry for that poor dude.
That poor bastard. Retirement can't get here fast enough.
That's all right. I have a feeling there will be plenty of other nights at the Rue Pub.
There will be, but I'll tell you, and I know you're not going to leave right at 7 because you have to have dinner at some point.
Around,
and the food at the Rue Pub is far better than, I don't know, Dairy Queen tacos. But you look at...
Do they have tacos at the Rue?
No.
Well, then how do you know?
Have you had a bad item anywhere?
At the Rue Pub, it's been fantastic. The food is great. I'm just saying.
But now that I think about it, I don't know that they have tacos. I'm sure they've got some sort of quesadilla.
Probably.
I've seen those.
There's nothing better than the chicken at the Rue. Whether it's the wings, the chicken strips, the chicken is fabulous.
It is. It is. But, there's two things as Reinagle gets close to retirement. Officially retiring and no more TV, no more second job, beers at 7:02. That is in his very new future. We're less than a week away. So one of the conversations we've had, and you just brought up, how do I change my Twitter handle from Joe Cans 5? Because you got to change your Twitter. You got to change your Instagram.
Facebook.
Now, you have a personal?
Facebook's personal. Yeah.
That's personal?
Yeah. That's personal.
Do you have a Cans 5 fan page?
I have a fan page, yeah. So, I do. And it's filled.
Yes.
With all the people.
Yes. All of them.
I think 15,000. But what's cool? I thought it was cool because if I haven't friended you on Facebook, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Because I'm at the limit. And it won't let you go over 5,000.
That is correct.
So somebody has to drop off.
Do you ever drop people?
I don't. I don't. Do you?
Yes.
Why?
To make room.
Oh.
I mean, honestly, years ago, when you hit that 5,000 page limit, you go, okay, fan page time. I don't want to keep up with 2 pages. It's hard enough keeping up with 1.
Right.
So what I do, when your birthday rolls around, and Facebook tells me it's your birthday.
Right.
If I'm looking at that list and I have no idea who you are.
You're gone.
And I've never interacted with you. Or I click on it and go, who's this? He looks familiar. And I realize that person hasn't posted since 2014. You're gone and somebody else is in.
Well, so here's the problem that I have with it. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Do they know you dropped them?
I've only had a couple people come back and say, dude, what happened? So I don't know. I mean, your birthday rolled around.
Then they must know.
Well, I mean, some people might notice or they send you another request. Said, I don't know, somehow I got dropped off. So, well, if I don't interact with you. I mean, and sometimes it's this Facebook algorithm that only lets you see 5% of your friends anyway.
True.
So, I mean, that's but I know somebody can follow you on Facebook without being your friend.
I've got to get better at this whole social media thing. Now, Twitter, I like. I'm involved in Twitter quite a bit. I enjoy doing that. Facebook is kind of a place where you go where it's just like, look what we did Saturday night kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So every now and then, that happens. And then Instagram, I'm like, whoa, how do you do this?
Yeah, Instagram, it's easy. It's all pictures.
Well,
and that's kind of my Facebook and my Instagram kind of mirror each other. But I'm even more into the stories now. Instead of posting a picture of the barbecuing, I just put it on the story, and 24 hours later, it's gone.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Or concert pictures or something. They don't always turn into an actual post. It's just a story and it's here and it's gone.
So we're going to have a seminar or something where you guys are going to have to teach me, how to do all this stuff.
Look, as long as they don't make us do TikTok, I think we're in good shape. Although I see that coming because Pledge is trying to teach us how to dance, and Lord knows we don't need that. But
can you make money?
we can't. Other people can. Right? I mean, it's kind of where it boils down to. I mean, I look at like what Carolina Teague is doing.
Right.
And for the life of me, and she was here in the building today, and we were talking about it. She had this, in her words, was just kind of naive, fun, flashback kind of idea of taking glamour shots. And then you get the little wallet size, like when you were in school and you'd pass them out to your friends.
Yeah.
So she put on her Twitter and all her other socials, if you want a picture of me, send me your address, DM me, and I'll send you a picture. And like 150 dudes have requested a photo.
Well, of course they have.
I mean, but then the follow-up is the private messages of some wanting photos of her feet and willing to pay for them, or photos of other things and willing to pay for them. See, she probably could monetize this.
I know.
She's not going to, she says, but me, no.
I'm still wanting to know, though, if it's just the feet, who's going to know that's your feet? I mean, seriously.
She's got a very distinctive tattoo on her foot.
Right.
So there is that kind of identifying meep on her feet.
So if I stuck my feet out there and tried to make money off of them, which sounds disgusting, I mean, who the hell would know those are my feet?
Well, again, are you sending it to somebody who's just privately requested a foot photo for their foot fetish? And you send it to them, they would know.
Well, I wouldn't do that.
But if you just tried to blindly sell pictures of your feet, see, your random foot has no value. Joe Reinagel's foot might have value to some people with a fetish.
Well, things to think about in later life, right? I mean, my pedicurist, she would know.
Well, that's it. Even like when you're getting a pedi, or if I'm getting a pedicure,
right?
And I take a photo, I kind of make sure my feet are kind of covered up in that stuff.
I make sure it's in the water.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's not just a barefoot photo, because that might be crossing somebody's line.
I didn't even
Somebody's
think about that.
Somebody's going to judge your toenails or something.
Nobody has offered to pay me for those pictures, though.
If somebody wants a photo of Reinagel's feet and are willing to, I don't know, part with $5, $10,
$5,
$5 foot photos right over here.
There's got to be at least $5 for one, 10 for two.
A 10 for two.
10
what
for
kind
two.
of deal is that?
Well, I mean, if you want both feet, it's $10.
7 for both feet. You want the right or the left?
Come on.
I mean, dude, you're not in a position to demand anything there.
Well, then we would do the I don't know, $7.50 for one and 10 for two. I mean, if you're looking for a bargain, I'm not. Well, dude, I mean, come on.
I mean, you got to figure out what somebody's willing to pay. Like let's put it out there at $5, and if a whole bunch of people are willing to pay $5, then you can go up to $7.50. You got to figure out what that breaking point is.
No, I'd rather come down. I'd rather start high and come down.
You never want to come down. I mean, you're a realtor.
Right.
You don't want to price high and then have to drop and drop.
Well, no, you don't, but you price high. And if you have to come down,
because there's no way to get an appraisal for the value of a foot photo for you.
Well, I don't know about that.
I think we're getting the appraisal now. If you're willing to spend $5 for a foot photo for Joe Reinagel, tweet him at Joe Camps 5.
They're pouring in right now. I can see them.
Really? Well, that Android phone of yours over there is not going off.
Well, no, it's not. And there hasn't been anything. Look, I'm not interested in selling my feet. I'm really not.
Dude, honestly. Anything to make a buck.
Well, perhaps I'm not that desperate. But, I mean, if the price, every man's got his price.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You don't?
I don't know.
Oh, of course you do.
Oh, sure.
I mean, if somebody were right now, Jason, I'll give you, I don't know, $20 for a shot of your feet. You wouldn't take it? Now, that would be impossible because nobody's going to offer that much. But I'm just saying, fantasy land.
Dude, I could be a foot model. I mean, you have no idea. You've never seen my feet.
No, I haven't. Let's
Pledge
keep it
has
that
seen
way.
my feet. They're gorgeous. They're sexy.
Uh-huh.
I got sexy feet, especially after I've been to the pedicure place.
Well,
if it's been a while since I've gone to the pedicure, you might need a cheese grater, but, that costs extra.
Dude. That's the worst part of a pedicure, is it not? When they put that cheese grater, it tickles.
I damn near jump out of the chair every time.
It's crazy.
All right.
Well, hey, the foot day here on the Blitz.
Who knows? Who knows? Pledge, I didn't see it. What did Rudy J quote about Carolina Teague?
Sell NFTs of her feet.
Rudy J said that?
Oh, no.
I thought I saw something on Twitter, but I'm not seeing it there.
But
no, we were having that conversation. Like 150 dudes requested a photo of Carolina Teague in her glamour shot. Right. She thought she might get like 10. The amount of money that this woman has now spent on stamps and envelopes to send all these photos out. And then I realized it's like a wallet-sized photo.
Yeah.
And I even told her this. I was like, I'm sure they're expecting an 8x10. What do they do with this? Put it on their fridge?
Well, they can blow it up. I mean, she's already spending a lot of money just to send it to them.
True.
I mean, it should be at least, if you want a picture, send me, postage and handling.
She didn't do that.
But she should do that.
But she'd
get it, though.
She would. I don't understand it.
I don't get it either.
I don't get it.
But if I'm Carolina Teague and I'm young and attractive, I mean, I would probably think about the feet thing, even with the meep on there.
She could make some money.
Because I know a lot of dudes in this town that are freaky. Probably a lot of them listen to the show.
Yes, absolutely. That is what we have, James.
When did we take a turn into Rex Ryanville?
I mean, again, Rex Ryan might spend some good money for photos of your feet.
Marv Albert liked panties.
Again, we're talking feet.
Oh,
I mean, not fetishes, not overall fetishes, Joe.
Okay.
I mean, I'm with you there.
Right. So
I'm with you.
Well, the point is, Jason, is there's a lot of guys that are into a lot of different things, right? Look at this.
Alfred Fernandez said he had paid $10 for Joe's feet.
Dude, I'm telling you, this could be a business in the making.
Untapped market.
I'm just telling you what we might have to do is show up at the Rue Pub wearing flip-flops.
Well, it's going to be cold on Thursday, though, I think.
There's no problem with your toes when it's cold.
Well, I'm not wearing flip-flops if it's cold.
Oh, I see.
So I'm talking about, summertime's coming up.
Mhm.
And during the summertime, especially this summer, I might not ever wear closed-toe shoes again. Are you kidding me? I don't have to. Can you imagine Jason, let me just sit on the couch for a minute.
Mhm.
Can you, the hell that I used to go through having to wear a coat and tie when it's 100 degrees outside? Never again.
At some point, how many ties do you own?
Man, I'd probably say about 30.
About 30 ties.
Maybe 30 ties, yeah.
How many ties are you willing to part ways with?
All of them?
You don't need to keep 2 or 3 for a random wedding or funeral?
I guess, but
are you an expensive tie guy, or would you just buy whatever?
No, clothes, I'll waste money on a lot of crazy stuff, okay? But clothes is not one of them. All right, I'll go to Vegas and we throw money in the door.
Yep.
Right, but clothes was never one of those things because I never, I didn't need a $500 suit. You could get away with a $100 sport coat and a $30 pair of slacks.
Okay.
Make a suit out of it.
So your ties, not expensive.
Nah.
So we should put together a promotion where, I don't know, people can cut ties off your neck for prizes or something.
I like the way you think. Sure, why not?
I mean, look, if you're willing to part ways with ties.
Absolutely, we can do that.
You're not going to just leave them hanging in your closet for the next 30 years.
No, but I've got this nice little electric wheel thing. Not electric, but it's a.
So you spent a lot of money on that, but not the actual tie themselves. I'm with you. Gadgets, yes. No. Ties, no.
Dude, it's the coolest, right? It's just that thing just spins around and you pick the tie you want. It's really cool. Maggie actually got that for me, so I don't know if she would like it bare. I'd have to find something else to put on there.
Put your hats on there.
No, there's not enough room. There's not enough room for that. It's only a tie thing, and they're like, oh, dude, look at this. Now Rudy J's getting $15, and he's not even here.
I'd pay $15 for Rudy's feet.
You would?
No. Can't wait for tomorrow either.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. If you're watching on Facebook Live or on YouTube, you see some of the comments I'm not even going to read. Just go find them there.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Alfred Fernandez says, I feel like Rob Thompson has long toenails.
Well, there are toenail clippers there next to Joe.
Rob will.
Are you kidding me?
Rob does have some gnarly ass toenails. And Rob Cuts his toenails during the show.
During the show, he cuts his toenails.
You know, some breaks are long.
Oh my gosh. The more I get to know you guys, you know,
Dude, I'm the only
It's
normal
like-
one. Me and Rudy are the
and if
only
you're
normal
the only
ones.
normal one.
I mean, Jimena's one strange dude.
Wow.
Gabriel says 20 for autograph frame photo of Jason and the missus in matching shirts. Done. I have those.
Oh, I know you have a picture of matching shirts.
Yeah.
Because
Well, it's my nice Miller Lite shirts
Yeah,
from the ugly sweater Christmas party thing.
we made fun of that.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
We did,
And
yeah.
look, I earned every bit of that.
Yeah.
Those are nice shirts. I just didn't know we were going to show up in the same ones.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You were told what you were going to show up in.
Well, I mean, she said it out. I didn't see her. I didn't know she was wearing the same one. If we had left the hotel wearing the same thing, I would not have left. She set me up.
What did she do? She didn't wear it out of the hotel. She waited till she got to the venue to put it on.
She had a jacket on. And had put, because we were going, it's Phoenix. We're going to a pool party. She said, here, why don't you wear this? Sure, I'll wear that. Didn't think that there was two in the suitcase.
Dude, I've got an excuse. I'm a newlywed. You've been married for 100 years. And your wife still has you by the...
She does.
Yeah.
Good luck, man. I mean, in 26 years, Maggie is still going to have you.
Yes, she will.
I mean, at that point, you'll probably be in some hospital bed and it won't make a difference.
I hope she comes to visit me then.
Exactly.
That's enough.
You know, it's certainly a possibility. Good Lord.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, there is a lot going on today, I think.
Not
other
really.
than feet and
I don't know, how did
frozen
we get
things.
How did we get on this topic?
It was Carolina Teague. Yeah.
It's Teague's fault.
Yeah, it's her fault.
Blame Carolina Teague.
Although it doesn't take much for you and I to chase a rabbit down a hole, okay? That's we found that out in the last 2 months.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, the show is designed as if we're sitting in a bar, BSing with friends.
Right.
What would we be talking about?
This.
And this is it.
Exactly.
Because and for you 150 dudes that DM Carolina Teague and requested a photo, congratulations.
God bless you.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I don't get it. It's not like, you know, you're watching Pam and Tommy on Hulu and send to get a photo from Pamela Anderson. I mean, Teague's here. You could see her at a bar somewhere at some event and get a photo with her. I don't know.
You can watch her on the live stream.
You
right?
can watch her on the live stream.
With
I mean, it's just one of those, like, to say, yeah, send me that. And then I'm thinking, and you get the photo. What do you do with it? It's not autographed, although I guess you did sign them on the back like you did when you were in high school. But it's do you frame it? Do you put it on your fridge? Do you put it in your wallet? I mean, it was odd to me. I had lots of questions. And she gave me lots of really good answers, and I still don't understand.
Well, these dudes are probably hoping for a return address, right? Then they've got her address, and then they can go ask her out. Now
the girl dad in me, you know, is like, dude, I hope you didn't put your address on there. I hope you didn't. I mean, you got to look out for your safety. Yeah, you know what I mean? There's just so much there.
There is a lot there.
There's
questions that will never be answered. But you know what?
I don't get it.
Carolina's got a lot of options, and you know, it all looks good thus far. So I hope she makes a lot of money or whatever she's doing with it.
Well, it's the problem. She's not making any money.
Yeah, but she needs to be.
And I'm kind of like, dude, you know, cash in on this. Although I gotta say though, to the Carolina fan who sent her Girl Scout cookies, thank you. They're wonderful.
I didn't get any Girl Scout cookies.
Well, you weren't here.
Dude,
I mean, this is the best part. She spends way too much time in the gym to eat all those cookies. I have seen one Girl Scout selling Girl Scout cookies.
I haven't seen any either, actually. Now, Pledge has got a box in there, and I don't know what happened.
Well, Pledge took them all.
I thought we were a team.
We are.
I got tag-alongs. I got my own cookies.
And the tag-alongs are the best ones.
Or Thin Mints.
No, I don't like Thin Mints.
Tag-alongs.
I'm a Thin Mint guy, but I've got at the house, I've got 3 boxes of Thin Mints and 1 box of tag-alongs. Because I have found, when I see them for sale, and for whatever reason this year, I haven't seen them in all the places I've seen them before. And they're $5 a box now, right? But I'm not buying from the mom. I'm not buying from the dad. I want the Girl Scout to sell them. Be
that's the way it should
proactive
be.
and talk to me.
Right.
I will never walk by a kid trying to sell something. The other day at Lowe's, I'm walking out of Lowe's there at Blanco and 1604. There wasn't a Girl Scout to be found, but there was a lady in a Girl Scout mom t-shirt hawking them. No, I'm not buying cookies from you. I don't need $5 a box cookies. But if the kid is there and is the one actually doing the selling, I can never walk by and not buy a box.
Well, did you tell the mom that?
No, I just kept walking.
I would have told her.
Oh.
Said, look, lady.
All right, Karen.
Get your kid out here to sell them, and I'll buy a couple of boxes, but I'm not buying them from you.
Well, as a former Girl Scout dad, you realize the parents buy all the boxes in advance if they're still doing it that way. Well, I mean, you buy them because you're responsible for them. So you don't want any left. So you're doing what you can to get rid of those. So you're not stuck with 4 cases of Girl Scout cookies in your garage.
Do you know how much money? And none of my girls were ever Girl Scouts. So there's that.
You're
but they
lucky.
would sell everything. I would have rather Casey have been a Girl Scout. She was a cheerleader. You know how expensive that is?
Uh-huh.
It's outrageous.
Casey?
Casey.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the
She's
time she was
expensive on her
about
own.
5. Yeah, well. It's crazy and all the stuff. And then I had a daughter in swimming. That's expensive.
Uh-huh.
You know, I mean, it's just my oldest daughter was in drama. That's expensive.
Yep. They all have something to sell.
They all do.
One of the best things at Johnson High School is there was something at the beginning of the year that you could write a check for a couple $100 and they didn't bother you with anything sales the rest of the year.
Really?
Yeah. It was the best thing.
That is cool.
I was like, yeah, sign up for that. It's like here at the station. If a mom is trying to sell stuff for their kid, I ain't buying it.
No.
But if they bring the kid up here and the kid's walking around, you never say no.
I don't know. We used to have a guy at work at Ken's that would do that. And people, they'd fill the sheet. I mean, he was a nice guy. He's one of those guys. But
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it back then. But yeah, I'd buy cookies from him.
Yeah, well, and again, to me, I want to see the kid.
Yeah, and it
Because
should be the kid. Teach them something.
Well, and part of it too is, when you work with a lot of people, all their kids are selling something.
Right.
And if you buy from one, you buy from all. So I always just bought from the kid.
What I didn't like, they bring in that thing where you buy lamps or calendars and stuff that was expensive. Maybe not lamps. That was
lamps.
But it was like
fundraiser is
no. But I mean, there was expensive stuff. Folks listening know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And you'd have to buy stuff. It was just like outrageously expensive.
You don't have to.
Well,
$5 a box for cookies is kind of outrageous. Although I do kind of miss the dollar candy bars. I haven't seen those in forever.
Yeah, I know.
And then I live on a street with, I got 2 little boys next door. They're getting to the age where they're going to start selling stuff.
Right.
There's a boy and a girl across the street over one, and then down the road there's triplets. So I can only imagine in the summertime when they have to, but if they knock on the door, I'm going to buy.
Of course you are. If it's them and not the parents.
Not the parents. That's always kind of been.
So you're putting the parents on notice right now.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So Aaron Rodgers.
He sells Girl Scout cookies.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd buy anything from Aaron Rodgers. Sometimes it's hard to believe what that guy is selling. But Aaron Rodgers, with an Instagram post last night, followed up by an appearance on Pat McAfee today, where he's not making any news, but he's all over the news because of his appearance. We'll get into that as we continue here on the Blitz. If you are a business owner, a manager, a club leader, you need your logo on any gear, you need to get into Sammy's Embroidery Club down on San Pedro. Sam has his winter line still on display in his showroom. It's going to get cold again at the end of this week. Jackets, coats, hoodies, half-zips, beanies. He's got them all the big name brands, and he's got plenty of inventory in stock. Not many can say that, but Sam has polos, T-shirts, hats. In fact, the largest selection of caps, including the popular Richardson style cap, in stock. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Not just embroidery, silkscreen shirts as well for any occasion. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands and is the only company in Texas with 1-day turnaround. No order too small, certainly no order too big, and all items do come with the warranty. Call Sammy's Embroidery at 210-824-3900, or better yet, get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's. The website, samsembroidery.com. For Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Aaron Rodgers has an off-season routine. It's a cleanse. Would you do it?
No.
We'll talk about that right after a Sports Center update with James Pledger.
Thanks, Joe. Well, in the NFL, the franchise tag window is open today as the Dallas Cowboys are now faced with the decision of whether or not to use it. They have 21 players set to become unrestricted free agents, and 2 to 3 are thought to be true contenders for that tag. Defensive end Randy Gregory, who would cost around $20 million, tight end Dalton Schultz, who would cost around $11 million, and wide receiver Michael Gallup. The Cowboys will have until March 8th to utilize the franchise tag or sign them to long-term deals. In college basketball tonight, Texas A&M Aggies take on the Georgia Bulldogs. A game you can catch right here with tip-off set for 6, while the 9th-ranked Texas Tech Red Bears take on the Oklahoma Sooners in Lubbock at 7. I'm James Pledger for San Antonio Sports Star.
I don't want to tell you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. I tell you what, I went over there and I felt like a king. Well, not really a king, but a part of the family, which is much more important, and that's going to make you feel too. Everybody that walked through the door, they treated the same way. Didn't matter why you were there or what was happening. You were part of the family. Stevens Roofing, they're proud to serve you, all the great people of South Texas. They're family-owned, and they're going to treat you like family. Not to mention they're a local company. They're not one of these fly-by-night roofing companies that you hear a lot about, especially after a bad hailstorm or something like that. Stevens Roofing is here to stay. In fact, they're licensed by the city of San Antonio, and it doesn't matter what you need to get done. They can do it all, whether it's commercial or residential, whether you want a metal roof or composition, doesn't matter. They can do it. They're going to give you a free estimate. They'll let you know what it's going to cost before they start the job. And if you need it, they'll finance it for you. They're going to work with your insurance company. They'll deal with them to take care of all of that stuff. Not only that, they're going to guarantee their work in writing, and they're going to stand behind their work. So I want you to write this number down, 210-785-0994, or you can find them at stevensroofing.net. And don't ever forget, Stevens Roofing is your local roofer.
Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. We can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
And now an important message from Exergen. A critical new FDA study proves that non-contact thermometers are not accurate. They also have inaccurate information on their labels regarding accuracy. New COVID strains are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
With thousands of dollars in new tax credits this year, Jackson Hewitt understands there's a lot at stake this tax season. We have 102 reasons to switch to a Jackson Hewitt Tax Pro, like giving you $100 just to switch. So that's 100. Then we'll track down every last tax credit so you get every dollar you deserve. That's 101. Finally, we guarantee you'll get your biggest refund. That's 102. Want to discover 103? Book an appointment at a participating location near you. Offer ends March 6th. Available at participating retail locations for new clients only. Mention this ad when filing. Terms apply. Visit jacksonhewitt.com for details.
Did the guy driving the 18-wheeler which wrecked into you focus too much on looking at himself in the mirror and not the road in front of him? His hair is still a mess, and now you're seriously hurt. If you or a loved one is hurt in a wreck with an 18-wheeler or company vehicle, don't call just any dude. Call the dude, the personal injury dude. Mark Poling at Poling Law PLLC at pidude.com. That's pidude.com. Or call 210-201-0303, 24 hours a day.
Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix, The Blitz on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250, 103.3 FM.
All right, Pledge. I hear the music. I see you dancing. What the hell?
Just a little Tupac.
All right. Normally, your music goes along with what we're talking about. I'm trying to put two and two together on 2/22/22 of this and Aaron Rodgers.
Well,
okay, so it's not.
There's a 2 and 12, and there's a 2 and Tupac.
Quick thinking, Pledge.
You're welcome.
Quick thinking. It's your favorite duo in the afternoon. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Your favorite two's coming up in 30 minutes. No, I'm kidding.
Nice. Roll the records.
Emmett Smith Day. Johnny Manziel Day. We put together a list of famous 2s and 22s.
Yeah, you'd be surprised at some of these. Some of these I forgot about. Like, I didn't remember Roger Clemens was 22.
Yeah. Clayton Kershaw's 22. Bob Hayes.
The
great Brett Hull.
Who?
Hockey player. Emmett Smith. CeeDee Lamb wore number 2 in college at OU, so we don't count that because, well, it's 432 on 2/22, and OU still sucks. Gary Payton.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd. Matt Ryan wears 2.
Yeah, he does.
He's probably the least famous 2.
Doug Flutie.
Doug Flutie wore 22.
He wore 2.
Yeah.
Or was, well, 22.
See, I don't remember Jason Kidd as a 2. I remember him as a 5. He went to 2 his second time in Dallas.
You know, it's funny because that's what I think of. I thought of him right away as a 2. You know.
Well, Flutie had them both.
He
Remember,
did.
he was 22 at Boston College.
But they wouldn't let 22s in the
Right.
NFL at that position, so he went to
So
2 in
he's
the
a 2.
NFL.
So he's really celebrating today.
Absolutely.
Man.
He's got it all.
This is his day.
And as we talked about with Emmett Smith when we were out at the Super Bowl, today is on 2/22 National Margarita Day, and his tequila would go well with that.
Curadura.
Yes, sir. Good stuff. Get over to Texas Cheer and get you some.
Yeah, they've got it all over there.
Yeah.
That was really good stuff. Because we got to try the whole gamut, remember?
Yes, barely.
Yeah.
They had to go around and get stamps at all the different places.
Yeah, it was like a scavenger hunt.
It was.
Have you tried this? Have you tried that? Yes, I have.
And when you say a scavenger hunt, it wasn't really all that complicated or twisting of rubber arms. Here, you want a shot of this? Sure. And then you get all these stamps, and then at the end, you drink out of Emmett's Private Barrel, which was the best of the tequilas.
Wow.
And then you get to do shots with Emmett. That was cool.
You know what might have been the best part, or certainly in the top 2, was all the quality alcohol we got to drink in Los Angeles. With Emmett Smith's tequila and the Crown Royal 18 and the Knob Creek from Ralph's.
Yeah, but those Miller Lights, man, they were awesome.
They never change. They're consistent.
That's the beauty of it. Speaking of Miller Lite, good friend Renee over at Glacier setting us up with all kinds of great stuff to give away.
Really?
At the Rue Pub on Thursday night for our birthday party.
Outstanding.
I mean, I look at some of the things that he is giving us to raffle off to our listeners there. I'm looking at a Miller Lite portable tailgate grill / cooler.
Wow.
A Blue Moon leather wallet for your phone. A Mike's cooler, a Yingling large grizzly cooler. Not even sure what that means, but it's a cooler with Yingling, some Blue Moon stuff, some backpacks, all kinds of good stuff. A Mike's Seltzer speaker cooler. So we're going to have all kinds of items to give away on Thursday out at the Rue Pub as the station celebrates our 14th birthday. We'll have a bunch of celebrities stopping by as well. Joe Reinagel and his feet are going to be there. So Rudy J will be there. James Pledger is going to be out of the glass box of fun. He may or may not be there. He says he's coming.
He'll be there.
And Michael Jimenez needs an invite. It's like, am I allowed to come to this? Dude, yes.
Well, I don't know. Is he?
He's allowed to be there from noon to 2.
Okay. But he has to leave once the party starts.
Pretty much. That's kind of how he is.
He's going to leave anyway.
That's what he does.
He's either going to leave or fall asleep on the table. One of the two.
Well, it's not Rudy.
Yeah, but Rudy parties.
Oh,
I mean, Rudy may take a nap in transit, but he's ready to go once you get there.
Will.
Yeah. So, but Jimenez will fall asleep right there on the table.
Well, Jimenez, see, like Rob Thompson is a pro. Rob Thompson says, all right, boys, I'm done. I got to go to bed.
Right.
I got to get up at 3 a.m. He knows his limit. And he'll get there and he's gone. Jimenez does not know his limit. He will try to battle. Then you realize he's asleep at the party.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that guy. Rudy somehow just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. But Rudy gets 47 different naps throughout the day.
He does.
So, I mean, he gets 8 hours. It's just never in one sequence.
But that's smart of Rudy J. I mean, if you're going to sleep in transit before you get there. You got a little quick cat nap.
Yes.
Then you can party once you get there.
Definitely.
So he did great. And then Rob, he'll just leave. He'll text you on his way.
Yeah.
I'm gone, guys. See ya.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole buddy system, Rob doesn't really follow. When it's time to go, it's time to go. But, I appreciate Rob there because, one, he says, I don't want anybody to convince me to stay. I got to go.
Right.
And 2, I don't want to feel anybody obligated to leave with me. Although
I don't think any of us were going to do that.
No.
He was on his own and he knew it.
He was on his own. But again, as a friend, we would have tasked Michael Jimenez to go with him to make sure that nothing happened to him on his way home through South Central Los Angeles.
And Michael's going to be the one to do that. Wow. I'm sure Rob would have felt very protected.
Point made. Aaron Rodgers probably gets a perfect 12 hours of sleep a day in some sort of chamber. This dude is so strange. Now, we made fun of Tom Brady and his TB12 routine, and you wonder, what kind of life is that? Now, I know there are people out there that are health nuts.
Yep.
And I've got nothing ill to say about, you don't eat this, you don't drink this. I don't know how people get up and at 4:30 and go for a strong workout at 5 a.m. Right? I don't, but I know they feel good about themselves. And I know when I've been in workout regiments or just eating better, you do feel better and you sleep better. I get that. It's just not a lifestyle I can maintain. Aaron Rodgers puts out a cryptic Instagram post last night that kind of felt like a goodbye.
It did.
But Aaron Rodgers is a savvy SOB. And I could see him putting something like that out. Oh, it's end of the year. I'm going to miss some of my teammates. I don't know what all the fuss is about it after all the Packer fans beg, please stay, don't go, Aaron, don't go. And he resigns and says, what was all the fuss about? You guys made all this up. But the post reads like a goodbye.
It does. Like he's saying goodbye to all the quarterbacks in the room and the fans and Devontae Adams and all of that stuff. And thank you, for a great season. And then he blames it on his after season cleanse.
Well, we'll get into the cleanse coming up at 5:00.
Oh, you don't want to get in the cleanse now.
We don't have enough time.
Well,
hang on. We don't have enough because then he goes on. Aaron Rodgers goes on with Pat McAfee, and so you see the post last night. The source for all Aaron Rodgers news is not TMZ. It is Pat McAfee.
It is.
So he's going on today. So Pat McAfee, his show yesterday, for example, 8,300 people watched, right? 8.3 thousand. Today, 482,000 tuned in because Aaron Rodgers was going to be on.
Right.
Pat McAfee better be glad he's got a friend in Aaron Rodgers. So 480,000 people tune in because they know Aaron Rodgers is going to come on hours after this, what looked like a goodbye message on Instagram. And Aaron Rodgers is like, what are you guys doing here?
Yeah, let me just put this disclaimer out right away for the few people watching that are tuning in just for a specific maybe news or decision. There will be no news today.
Son of a
no
bitch.
Decision on my future. As I was texting with you yesterday, I just got out of a 12-day Panchakarma. Look that up. I know you did after we talked.
Oh, we'll talk about
it. But it's a cleanse that originated in India. It's been going on for thousands of years, and it's something I've done in the off season. So I'm just getting my head above the sand now and seeing what's going on out there. But no decision about my future today.
All right, so no decision about his future, but you got to believe Pat McAfee was hoping he would have a decision. You had 480,000 people tuning in, hoping that there would be a decision. And essentially, you're just stroking the ego of Aaron Rodgers because he knows that a lot of people want this news. He has said before he doesn't want to string this out too long. Today is the first day that you could start putting franchise tags on people. And Aaron Rodgers said on Pat McAfee, he's not ready to make a decision. He's close. A couple of things have to happen.
So there's been, definitely some contemplative days, but I understand also today, I believe, might be the first day to tag players. And, in Green Bay, there's this one specific guy who's like the best guy in the entire league at what he does. Whereas I think number 17, you might have heard of him. So there's obviously, the opportunity to tag him at some point, which, I don't think, both parties probably want that done. They'd rather get a long-term extension done. But I understand that's a part of the decision. And I talked about, not wanting to drag this thing out.
So he doesn't want to drag it out, Joe, but he wants to see what happens with Davante Adams before he makes a final decision.
Well, of course.
Turn your mic on.
Of course, wouldn't you? I mean, I would want to know what Davante Adams is going to do because that's the only guy that Aaron Rodgers throws the football to. But he kind of broke some news there. It sounded to me like he thinks they're going to go with a franchise tag for Davante.
And Davante doesn't want a franchise tag. He put out both sides.
Sure.
But Davante doesn't want a franchise tag. But that does put some pressure on the Packers to make sure they're able to sign Davante to a long-term deal because Aaron Rodgers is not going to re-sign a multi-year deal with the Green Bay Packers if Adams is on a franchise tag, which is basically a one-year deal, which they could tag him again next year, and it would be a 2-year deal. But I think he's trying to get a long-term contract for his guy.
That's 3 years, if I'm counting right, if my math is correct. And that's probably, I don't know, a total of $60-70 million.
Between those two. So, Aaron, then you're going to bitch that they don't have money to go get people around you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And not to go down another rabbit hole, Jason, but I've never understood these players that didn't like being franchise tagged. I mean, Davante Adams is set to make I don't know what the going rate is for wide receivers this particular time around. So, right. So say $20 million just to make it safe. So it's give or take something like that. If Lance came in here right now and said, hey, Jason, can't sign you to a long-term deal. We're going to give you $20 million to work this year. You going to be upset about that? And I say that, and I know it's apples and oranges.
Sure.
But
why would I want the pay cut? No, I can't.
Yeah.
Lance just drove his truck into the cement wall on 410.
Yeah, from laughter because he knows better, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm just saying, I've never understood that. Look, sign me to a franchise tag. Dak Prescott signed a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got his long-term deal done.
You bet on yourself.
He made a lot of money.
He did. And he made the same amount of money over time. So Steven and Jerry really won that. But say that leg injury for Dak ended his career. He loses a lot of money. So if Davante Adams is wanting a 4-year deal with 80 of it or 60 of it guaranteed, he knows he's going to get 60 versus 20. And if there's an injury, he's screwed. That's why these guys all want contract. And when you hear contract numbers, I don't care, 5 years, 120 million, 70 guaranteed, that contract is only worth $70 million,
bucks, yes.
right? Because they're going to rework all of the other stuff. Patrick Mahomes and his contract for $500 million. Look at what the actual guaranteed numbers are.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, but it's not $500 million.
No, it's
on
not.
Guaranteed dollars.
Right.
And that's the weird part about NFL contracts and their salary cap versus basketball. You hear somebody's making $83 million. Guess what? They're getting $83 million.
Well, and that's why they have the guaranteed money now. And it used to be called signing bonuses, right? So but they're not called that anymore. It's just you've got a contract for 5 years worth $200 million. $80 million of it is guaranteed. So you're going to get at least $80 million. But I like that in football. And it's necessary in football to not be guaranteed contracts because of the injury situation. They could end a career.
Which is why the players want it, because if they get injured without that guaranteed money, then they're out. I mean, their body is how they make their living. So that's why I understand from the owners, and you got 53 guys. The biggest expense with a football program, and I don't care if you're talking about the NFL, I don't care if you're talking about when we had the Arena League or the Alliance, it's the workers' comp payments. That side of the sport that nobody ever sees.
Right.
Long after guys are done playing, this injury, that injury, workers' comp is one of the biggest things. The injuries that are there. That's why players want guaranteed money. It's why the teams don't want to give it, because, I might have you on a 5-year deal guaranteed at, say, $40 million. You get hurt year 2. Now I got to pay you all these years for you not to work.
So a couple of things that I'm hearing from you now. So I get the whole franchise tag now and why they don't want that. They don't have any choice because they can be tagged.
Yep.
I mean, right. So then they can do it twice. I'm thinking we're going to hear something about that in the next negotiations with the players union and the NFL trying to get rid of that franchise tag. And why is it there to begin with if the players don't like it?
The players don't like it. And quite frankly, the teams don't like it, because if you got say a $20 million signing bonus or guaranteed money, and they make it all into a signing bonus now, and it's a 5-year deal, that $20 million gets spread out over the length of the contract. So a $20 million over 5 years, that's $4 million against the cap each year.
Right.
The franchise tag, that $20 million is all on the cap this year, which is why teams don't necessarily like the franchise tag players.
Well, I don't know. When we're talking about $20 million, and I get the whole injury thing, I think if you're a smart person, you'd probably be set for life with $20 million if you get hurt or not. Yep. Versus, and I know 80 million, maybe you prefer to have that. I just don't know. And if I'm good enough on a team and I think I'm going to get the long-term contract that I eventually want, like Dak Prescott figured that he would, I mean, my goodness, give me $20 million right now and I'll play and I'll take my chances. The other side of that coin is Aaron Rodgers saying, if you franchise tag Adams, I have no business being here.
It kind of sounds that way, because I don't know how he's going to get paid what he wants. And there were reports a week ago they will make him the highest paid quarterback, the highest paid player, and be able to afford both those guys and then everybody else. I mean, it's the salary cap gymnastics that you have to do, but it makes it very tough when you're trying to do that when you have a guy on the franchise tag.
Okay.
So that's why I think Aaron said in there, both sides want to get a long-term deal because both sides benefit from a long-term deal.
I know we're up against the clock, but something you said I got to address. The Packers actually said they're going to make Aaron Rodgers the highest paid player.
Yeah.
Are they crazy?
Yeah.
Are they smoking dope?
Yeah, they are.
Because why would you? So more than Patrick Mahomes?
Well, I mean, Patrick Mahomes' deal over the 10-year contract is $500 million, but his per year deal and pledge, we can look it up. It really isn't all that much when you compare him to some of the other quarterbacks.
But if he goes through
over 10 years, he's going to end up with, but I'm talking about the highest paid quarterback per season.
Aaron Rodgers, 37 years old.
He is.
Okay, he's a
And
good quarterback.
Tom Brady's 58. Look what he's doing.
Well, Brady is Tim Duncan.
Yes.
He gives and takes for other players on the team. I think the Packers would be nuts to give Aaron Rodgers a huge 3 or 4 year deal.
He's the MVP again.
I don't care.
He keeps losing in the
He's
NFC Championship
37
game.
years old, and he's a freak on top of it.
Yeah. Pancha Karma.
Yeah.
Was that the cleanse? Is that how you say it?
Pancha Karma.
A Pancha Karma. We will learn what that is coming up at 5 o'clock.
Can't wait.
By the way, to answer your question, Patrick Mahomes is going to make $29 million this upcoming season, and he averages 45 over the life of his contract, which is what Dak averages.
Well, then that will probably get reworked.
It will get
from time to time.
Well,
Obviously.
the Mahomes deal is designed to get reworked every 2 years, I think, with a lot of outs on both sides. A cleanse where more power to you if you could do this.
Yeah, I don't know.
I couldn't do it. We'll get into that coming up at 5 o'clock here on the Blitz. Let me tell you about River City Oral Surgery and Dr. Mark Havercorn. And Dr. Mark Havercorn, great guy, oral surgeon. He's a medical doctor. In fact, if you've been out at the rodeo, Dr. Havercorn is one of the volunteer doctors working shifts this year at the rodeo. And I'd imagine if you got bulls coming at you, there's a chance you could lose some teeth. But he's also a medical doctor. He could do it all. And one of the great things about his practice over there at River City Oral Surgery is they offer direct patient care. That means they're not going to take your insurance. If you have dental insurance, if you don't have dental insurance, it doesn't matter. All his prices are listed right on the website, rivercityoms.com. You go to the website, you see what it costs. That's what it's there. Don't you hate when you go to a doctor or dentist and you say, well, how much is that? And they say, I don't know. Well, they don't know because the insurance hasn't told them. At River City Oral Surgery, you don't have to mess with that. Now, if you do have dental insurance, they'll help you file a claim. Maybe you get some money back. And chances are, even if you have insurance, prices at River City Oral Surgery are going to be less than what you would pay somewhere else using your insurance. And again, he is great at what he does. Whether you need dental implants, you need a tooth pulled, you need your wisdom teeth out, any kind of oral surgery, they do offer financing. Financing is available, and you don't need a referral. You don't have to go see two dentists to know what you already know. You need to go see an oral surgeon. You just call River City Oral Surgery and make an appointment. 210-778-0002 is the phone number. 778-0002, or go to the website rivercityoms.com for River City Oral Surgery.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you cooked on the grill or smoker, and you can win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market. Grilling with the Blitz. Online at sasportstar.com.
You know, injuries do happen. If you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need to know about Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries, and he has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available, and if you need surgery, you'll get referred to a specialist that can get you out of pain because there's no reason for you to be in pain. If you're hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Call 210-804-5490 to schedule an appointment or go to the website tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
When it comes to getting work done on your property, get the power, comfort, and quality you need by choosing Kubota compact construction equipment like excavators, skid loaders, and track loaders. At Ewald Kubota, we have all the equipment you need, whether you're buying or renting. And we know you need the reliable, dependable equipment Kubota is known for. Right now, all new rental customers get 10% off their first rental. This is our way of saying welcome to your neighborhood Ewald Kubota dealership. For more information, visit ewaldkubota.com.
If you're on the job day in and day out, you know living with pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulders is miserable. The good news, QC Kinetics gets it. They understand guys like you.
They don't have the luxury of taking time off. They want to keep working. We are built for those guys that want to keep working and want to stay active. So the vast majority of who we see are the blue collar guys like me and you.
QC Kinetics uses biologic therapies, just like pro athletes have used for years, to get you lasting pain relief with no surgery.
I want you to continue working. I want you to continue exercising. The joints are made to be moved.
The treatments at QC Kinetics are fast and non-invasive.
It's not a lot of time commitment on your part. There is no downtime or recovery time. You don't need short-term disability with what we do. We want to keep you active.
Call QC Kinetics now to set up your free no-obligation consultation. Learn how you can get real pain relief and stay on the job.
QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318 in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. Call 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318.
What's done more to improve overall health and wellness, modern medicine or personal hygiene? Actually, it's both. But considering that bathing went mainstream in the 1800s and brushing your teeth in the 1900s, isn't it time for something new, like cleaning your nose? After all, your nose is the body's air filter for trapping dirt and germs, the first line of defense against allergens, bacteria, and viruses from getting into your lungs. But how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage isn't medicine, it's more like plumbing. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril to the very back of the nose where germs can get trapped and multiply, and then out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and microbes so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier. Join over 2 million others and find out for yourself how refreshing and easy to use Navage is. At Navage.com, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Hi everyone, Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats here. When you bring a package of our smoked sausage home, keep it simple. It's handcrafted in small batches and fully cooked, so you can just heat it up and enjoy. My favorite way to eat it is on a bun with mustard or wrapped in a tortilla. Try some from a store near you today, and if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back. Guaranteed. Find Kielbasa at a store near you today.
The crazy world of SEC football.
I'm East Coast, baby. All you weak back Southern boys don't know nothing about East Coast.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, tomorrow afternoon at 2, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Hey guys, it's Rudy J. Let's talk the biggest stories in sports tomorrow morning, 7 till 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
Al Michaels with the call as the U.S. beat the Soviets in Lake Placid, February 22nd of 1980, one of the greatest moments in sports history.
That's when everybody just rallied around that hockey club. And, man, it was a lot of fun. Even guys like me were watching hockey.
2:22. You know, I was all of 7 years old.
And you were watching, right?
I was watching hockey, although I really became a hockey fan when I was 10 and had my adenoids out, and I was in the hospital where adenoids had. Oh, I remember it. The only thing on TV that I could watch, it was great because they didn't take my tonsils, just adenoids. I'm watching hockey, the great Tom Mees, and I'm watching the New Jersey Devils play. I think it was the Boston Bruins, and I decided I was going to be a Devils fan and wanted to be a hockey announcer because of Tom Mees.
Wow, that's a tough job.
At 10.
A hockey announcer's tough.
Yeah, I learned that with the San Antonio Iguanas. You realize all those names are hard, and they all can't be named John Smith.
No, they're not. In fact, are any of them named John Smith?
No, we had a Paul Jackson. We had a Brian Chance.
That's right, yeah.
A Dale Henry.
Wow.
Jim Sprotter. I'm surprised I remember some of them.
Wow,
Dave
I am too.
We had a couple guys I could never say their name.
I'm really impressed that you remembered all those guys because you've slept and drank since then.
I have. Although going on a bus with those boys, you don't fall asleep on the bus, man. If Rudy J was on a bus with a bunch of hockey players, he would have no eyebrows and a reverse mohawk before he got to Wichita. That's all I'm saying. He would not survive on a team bus.
Rudy J.
Exactly. What is how do you say it, Pledge? Panchakarma?
That is correct, Panchakarma.
What is a Panchakarma? That sounds like it could be a fiesta event.
It does,
or a
drink.
This is anything but a fiesta event. It is a cleanse that Aaron Rodgers went on. And like a Fiesta event, it ends up coming out of both ends. We'll explain what Aaron Rodgers did on his 10-day cleanse as we continue here on the Blitz. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. You can text the word bail to 474747, or you can even start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, offer a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential, open 24/7, whether you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, in the Valley, of course, here in San Antonio, license number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Didn't catch R&R in the morning? Here's what you missed.
You're one of the other.
It's like Android or Apple. You picked your team.
You're a green guy.
Who's messing up our group text right now? Pledge.
The producers are green guys.
Because they know that it's better. Apple is skinny jeans. Samsung is boot cut.
That is the best description I've ever heard.
Samsung is dad bod. Then I should have Samsung.
I've got the wrong phone.
I got the wrong phone.
Rob Thompson, Rudy J. Weekday morning 7 to 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Water stains on the shower glass. Try rubbing some shaving cream on them.
Tyler's cleaning crew knows every housekeeping trick in the book.
Handling timesheets now.
But they need a proper bookkeeper to keep finances tidy.
New equipment is a business expense, right?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Texas Cheer Liquor, your one-stop shop for beer, liquor, wine, and cigars. Follow them on Facebook to keep up with specials and tastings. 4 locations, 2 on Petranco, 1 past 211, 1 in 90 in Montgomery, and the all-new Texas Cheer Liquor next to Walmart Palo Alto Road, Suite 101.
You can talk low carb all you want, but if you don't have a lineup of great tasting snacks behind you, you're not going to win the keto game. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are high protein and low carb. Plus, they're low sugar, gluten-free, and naturally loaded in collagen. So it is a no-brainer. Get the bold flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B and online at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Southern Recipe pork rinds.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Joe Waynagle, Jason Minix, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. I'm Jason Minix. He is Joe Reinig.
It's a Tuesday.
It is. It's only Tuesday.
It is. And it's the second hour of this show, which has been all over the place, by the way.
It has. Although, and I'm going to deviate.
In a good way.
I'm going to deviate once again because I just saw a tweet that's kind of interesting. And it reminds me of a conversation I had with a friend of mine last night. So I'm seeing on Twitter right now from Steve Spriester.
Yeah.
From KSAT.
Uh-huh.
I want to wish all the best to @JoeKens5 in his retirement from the crazy TV world. I wish you all the best, buddy. And I've seen a couple people, because you got a lot of accolades and you know, congratulations on retirement when it was announced in January.
Right.
But it kind of feels like this week you're getting a lot. Is it just because it's coming closer, or are people just now finding out about it?
Well, I was at Ken's earlier today, and because they had a little Taco Tuesday thing over there. So I wanted to go over there because, I've been working the 10 o'clock, so I don't get to see the daytime folks. So I want to go say hello to everybody and just, see what's up and have a free lunch, for goodness sake,
of
right?
Course.
So So the news director over there, Jack Acosta, took a picture with me and was very nice and said, I'm going to miss this guy. And so that's gone out, and I've retweeted it, and a lot of people have. And I think some people are seeing that and either remembering or maybe they didn't know. I don't know.
Well, and I bring that up because, yesterday on the show, we had a phone call from a guy named Chris. Turns out that was Chris Murphy. I don't know if you remember Chris Murphy from his days working at Ken's, right?
Wow, yeah.
Former mayor of Hollywood Park.
That's right.
That Chris Murphy, former Margarita Man on this National Margarita Day. He sold the Margarita Man. Now he's into another crazy venture. But he called me after the show last night, and he was like, man, it kind of sucks that you lost the FM signal. It was hard to go back and find you guys on the AM. I'm like, Murph, dude, we're on 103.3. You are? Yeah. You're a smart man. You're media savvy. It was like, I hear you say that, but 2 + 2 for him was he thought we just lost the FM signal and we're just back on 1250.
Right.
So I was thinking about, well, I mean, I know we did a big Blitz type, pun intended, when we did the contest, people showing us where it's locked in on your dial. But if you miss those couple of days, if you're listening for us on 94.5, you're sadly mistaken, right? Like that. Well, that's not Joe and Jason.
No,
that's
it's not.
And so I thought it was interesting that a media savvy guy was completely unaware of 103.3, even though we say San Antonio Sports Star AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
We say it a lot.
We do say it a lot.
But I think it's just going to be one of those kind of things. All right. People are going to associate Ken's TV. Every time they see me, they're going to think that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think until, I'm on this show a few years, maybe,
Yeah,
and then it will change. I'm in the convenience store down here before I got to the station today.
Uh-huh.
The guy, you got a familiar face.
Yeah.
You're on TV. Yeah. Sports guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think that will happen. I mean,
sure, it's going to happen,
while, right?
happen forever.
So, and that's pretty cool. And I just think some people just either are busy, or they just don't know. They didn't see the spots that were running during the playoffs about all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I don't know. But I appreciate Spreester, and Jennifer Broom also was kind enough to send out something today too.
Yeah,
so.
no, but I've seen a lot of it today, and I was trying to figure out why today. What's going on today? And I guess the lunch that you were at, and probably the tweet from Jack,
that's it,
probably caught some attention.
Right.
But it kind of made me think about last night, even though we've made announcements, and it feels very normal to us now. I don't think I've slipped and said 94 for a while.
No,
right?
You haven't.
Has Rob? Rob's got it down pat?
No, he's gotten it now.
Say if Rob's got it down pat, I mean, we feel kind of like everybody knows it now, right?
And I didn't know it any better, so 103.3 just seems normal.
So even like, and you're media savvy. We've been friends for years. The station is now 14 years old. We've been on the FM for at least 7 years, I think. But there's some people like you or April and Sierra who just always say 1250.
Right.
For the love of God, they won't get the FM in there, right? There's some people out there.
So you've noticed that I do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
And you did that before you worked here.
Well, I wanted to, I'm happy to know that I have something in common with April and Sierra. That's good.
That's very true.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it is kind of interesting. And I was thinking about seeing the retirement. Like I figured next week when you don't have to go to work next Tuesday night.
Yeah.
There will be some talk then. It's just like, why today? And then I was thinking about the call I had last night with Chris Murphy of here's a guy that worked in media. He's a media savvy guy. Just thought, I guess they took the FM away from them because, they needed another hip hop station in the cluster.
Well, maybe this is a great explanation for everybody that's listening and say, Jason, every time he comes on, he mentions AM 1250, 103.3. Well, that's why, right? And that's why we do it so much and say that, because just kind of grind that into your head.
You always want to know. It's like when you're having a conversation with a guest.
Yeah.
In the middle of the conversation, hey, we're talking with Emmett Smith right now. Because if you've punched in the middle of the conversation, there's nothing worse as a listener than going, who are they talking to?
You're exactly right.
And I try to run the show the way I listen.
Yeah.
And to me, there's nothing worse than if I'm listening to somebody interview somebody and I have no idea who they're talking to.
Or as a play-by-play guy, you know this. If I'm
Yes.
getting into the car and it takes me 10 minutes to know what the score is,
you're failing your audience.
You are. And so that's why it's repetitive, especially on the radio, that way. So it is good to remind people what you're doing. And because what is it, about an average of 15 minutes at a time,
15 to
something like
20,
that? Okay.
15
right.
to 20. We've gone up in San Antonio as people have gone back to work. It might
Right.
be a little bit longer than that. I mean, most people, probably close to 30 minutes on their commute now, some longer.
Yeah.
But that's part of it. And, you kind of go back to the play-by-play. I know some play-by-play guys, radio play-by-play guys that hate to give the score because they want people to keep listening longer. You hear the score, you might tune out. Say, no, that's wrong.
That is wrong.
Because now I'm listening and now I'm getting pissed.
It drives me nuts. It does. It drives me nuts. If I don't hear it right away, because what's the first thing you want to hear? You get in the car, the game's going on, and you get in the car, you turn on the radio, and all right, Spurs and I don't know, Nuggets are playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know what the score
if Bill
is.
doesn't tell you the score right away,
That's
or
exactly.
within a couple of minutes of listening.
Well, Schoning's
you're
good
upset.
about it.
He
He's
is.
great about it.
And basketball is a lot easier because there's constant scoring.
Right.
Football is
Different.
you get in and all right, it's 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Well, what 23?
Right.
As a play-by-play guy, I better say your own 23 or their 23, however it is. And
that's true.
Here's the situation. This is what you're trying to do. But I just wanted to put that out there. 103.3. If you're listening to hip hop and then finding us back on the AM, go find us on the FM. We're there. It's a bigger stick. 103.3 FM. Lock it in.
And it really does sound better.
We're taller.
It sounds better on the FM.
We're taller. Some of the scratchiness that we used to have on 94.5 or the bleed over from the buzz in Houston, that won't happen on 103.3.
It sounds good. So try it out there. Maggie won't listen to us on the AM. It's only the FM.
And if Maggie won't listen over there, then you better be like Maggie.
Exactly. The FM is it's just clean.
And
it's
quite frankly,
nice.
I don't care where you listen.
I don't either.
If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, listening to the podcast later, listening on one of the gazillion apps that we're on, hey Siri, all of that is there. AM, FM, just listen and spell my name right.
I'm
kidding. Nobody does that.
I've given up my name being spelled right. That's impossible. So it's okay. Do you do that still? You go into some place and they ask you for your name, and I don't even pronounce it anymore. Let me spell it for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they still will get it wrong.
Sometimes.
I get a lot of either one N, OX, EX. If it's an old person, AX. Get the Mannix joke because I've never heard that before.
Half the people listening don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Thank God. But when I was young, my God, that was
a great
brutal.
show, by the way.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
Who was that dude?
I don't know.
He was a good actor. Mannix. He was a private eye.
I imagine my dad, while in
Private
the military,
detective.
got it all the time.
Joe Mannix.
So, Panchakarma, which sounds like it's a lot of things, is a cleanse that Aaron Rodgers went through. Now, I know people, Rob Thompson, who's gone through a 5-day cleanse. I don't think it's anything quite like this and what he did with Dr. Torres. And it's incredible what Rob did and the end result. I know other people that will do a 3-day cleanse, a 2-day cleanse. I tried to do a cleanse once for an hour. It didn't work out well for me. And when I start stuff like that, then I crave everything and I've got no willpower, right? But this Panchakarma cleanse is removing toxins from the body, which could otherwise lead to disease. It's a health thing. I get that. But the 5 karmas to cleanse the body, you have this up in front of you?
Yeah, can you pronounce these things?
Well, that's why I was going to see if you wanted to. The Vamanon?
Vamanos.
No, not Vamanos.
It's Vamanos to everything that's in your body, one way or the other.
Pretty much. I don't know how this seems or is healthy. Induced vomiting helps clear the upper gastro till the end of the stomach, whatever word that was.
Duodenum.
Duodenum?
Duodenum, that too.
I think Pledge is making stuff up.
Well,
if there is a health type doctor that's listening,
he
656
he sounded a lot better than I did, though.
Well, I mean,
you're going to talk to a doctor in a few minutes.
Yeah, well, he's an orthopedic doctor. I'm not sure if Dr. Baldwin is on.
He might know where a duodenum is, though.
It's not where I thought it'd be. Right? I'm just saying. But induced vomiting.
Okay.
Now, most of the time, that's discouraged, is it not? Especially, girl dads. We've all gone through phases as parents, like, hey, kiddo, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. But apparently during this cleanse, you want to do that.
But this is your there's a substance going in that induces that. It's not you sticking your fingers.
It's not two fingers.
Right.
Okay.
Ipecac.
What?
Pledge, please.
And that stuff they made you drink to throw up?
I don't know what they make you drink to throw up. I mean, generally, the last time I drank something that made me throw up, it was Captain Morgan's. That's the only time I've ever drank anything where I threw up at the end.
I think that's what I learned from Looney Tunes.
All right. Well, all right. We're trying to be serious here, Pledge.
I'm sure you are.
Leave Looney Tunes out of it. The second part of this karma cleanse thingamajigger.
Veracinum.
Sure. Purgation. I don't even know what this means. Induced purgation clears the lower gastro from the duodenum till the exit.
It's a purge.
So but it's coming out the back end.
Right.
So you're sitting on the toilet with massive diarrhea while throwing up into the trash can at the same time.
Yes.
That sounds wonderful.
No, it sounds miserable.
Well, anybody that's dealt with COVID, a lot of people have been through that recently. It's not fun, and yet he is doing this on his own. Then the third one is, you want to read that line?
Oh, Anuvasana.
Sure.
How about that?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. It's an oil enema that helps lubricate the rectal area and take out all the lipid-soluble waste out through the anus.
Okay.
Now, didn't you just do that with the veracinum?
Yeah, but that wasn't oiled up.
Oh, so this is oiled up. Well, I hope it's oiled up because it's an enema.
Yes.
So that means you got to stick it in there.
Mm-hmm.
It helps to be oiled up, I would think.
And then through the nose, nasal installation of medicated substances helps clear the respiratory tract and paranasal sinuses.
Now, couldn't you just do that with one of those?
Some sort of dropper things?
No, the machine
like a Flonase?
Shoots the water up and then sucks it out. What do you call that thing? A barrage? I don't know. Navage.
I've heard those commercials.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I would try that.
I think he's a bum.
And then, what's the last one?
Astapanavasti.
It's another enema.
Oh, yes. It's Decoction Enema.
Okay.
A decoction enema. It cleanses the area from the transverse colon till the anus. And I want everybody to know we're not making this up. I mean, this is for real. But this is the definition of panchakarma.
It's the cleanse that Aaron Rodgers did.
Yeah, he does it every season, right? After
10 days of self-induced diarrhea and puking.
After he loses in the first round.
Or the NFC Championship
game. Yeah, that
game.
too.
That's how he spent his Super Bowl Sunday. Sounds miserable. And and you know, you go do your prep for a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
That ain't fun.
It's miserable.
And as I'm reading this sounds like that in a lot of ways, right? That was a day of prep. Can you imagine 10 days of this? I'm sure he feels wonderful when it's all said and done.
And you do, right? You feel. I've had a colonoscopy.
We all have. Well, as men of a certain age,
right?
And if you haven't, you should.
And the day before the colonoscopy is the day that it is the toughest, but it really does help you feel better. I mean, when I'm done, you're hungry as hell, first of all, when you're done, right? So you got to go eat something. but you feel good. You just feel clean.
Or you just feel like, I should feel clean after all of this stuff. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at this. These methods help to dislodge the accumulated poisonous substances in the body
and everything else. Dude, if there's anything left in your body after doing that, I'd be surprised. That's not attached somehow.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is probably good for him. Probably good for all of us to do something like that. Ain't no way in hell I could do anything like this for 2 days, let alone 10, because when you're doing these kind of things, you're not eating anything, right? Or you're drinking certain things, or you can only eat certain things.
Well,
right?
That's a good question. And if you're doing it for 10 days and you're not eating, I mean, you're taking this stuff, and what else is going to come out of there? Nothing.
Well, I'm guessing. I mean, you've completely flushed your system at that point.
Well, that would be after 1 day. So what do you do for the next 9?
Well, I mean, or even 3 days, 5 days. I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about this, and I'm not trying to make fun of it or be funny. I couldn't do it. And I know people have done 3-day and 5-day cleanses. I don't know that I've ever heard of a 10-day cleanse like this. And it just sounds awful. Like now, if you're Aaron Rodgers and you got $1 billion and everything that you could need, I don't know, does he fly off to whatever vacation home and he does this? But could you imagine if you had to go to work every day?
Oh, there's no way.
That's what you were doing?
I don't think you could. If you did this cleanse, there's no way you could go to work. I mean, you probably couldn't get 3 feet from your bathroom.
But somehow he went to the NFL honors and won MVP in the middle of his cleanse, is what he told Pat McAfee.
I don't know how he did that, unless it was all out. That's what I'm saying. I mean, at some point in time, your body's got to be completely clean if you're not eating.
But even a diaper wouldn't help in this situation.
No.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, yes.
I mean, there's not a big enough sponge.
No.
If you were doing this, that could help you sit through the NFL honor show.
No. I mean, you would need a bucket.
I mean, he did wear a gold suit.
What? I mean, maybe he had something inside there that was like, you know what the astronauts wear, or something that just
had a bag,
a big bag.
I'm just thinking, one, more power to. If somebody decides, hey, if Aaron is doing this, I'm going to go cleanse.
Right.
More power to you.
No, I agree.
And again, I'm not trying to be
not at all
funny or make fun. I just don't know how you do this. I don't. And honestly, I'm sure at the end you feel healthy and clean. But if you're a pro athlete and you're paying attention to what goes into your body anyway, do you need a 10-day cleanse? Because I think about, like, say, the eating habits of Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, and their habits are well documented, versus mine. If they need 10, I would need 6 months to clean out my system. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, I don't know. That seems pretty powerful, and I'd like to know a little more about it. I really would, because is he eating or is he fasting for 10 days? I mean, all of that makes a big difference, I think. So, I don't know.
It does. It's very
interesting.
On the same topic, if you did some grilling this weekend, like I did, you want to win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market, stop pledge. If you're not into the cleanse scene, but the meat scene, you took a photo of that meat, uploaded at sasportstar.com, because on Thursday, we're giving away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market, grilling with the Blitz every Thursday here on San Antonio Sports Star. Of course, Thursday, we're going to be live out at the Rue Pub all day for the station's 14th birthday party. Michael Jimenez will be out there from noon to 2 for halftime. Joe and I will be out there 4 to 7 for the Blitz. Then we're going to stay after. We got a lot of great items that we're going to give away, have drawings for that are courtesy of our friends over at Glacier. We'll give away a lot of Miller Lite products, a lot of Yingling coolers, all kinds of fun stuff. Blue Moon, I saw on the list. Lots of cool stuff that we will give away on Thursday. Then on Friday, the Blitz is going to be live from the Home and Garden Show at the Alamo Dome, the Window Source booth. Ryan Eagle's going to be out there.
Nice.
Absolutely. It says join Jason and Joe, but I'll be in Vegas. The Alamo Dome 4-7. Window Source is going to have all kinds of good stuff. It'll be Joe and probably Rudy J.
You just kind of sailed right by that real quick. Where are you going to be?
Vegas.
Vegas, as in Las?
Yes.
Las Vegas. You're going there for a concert, though, right?
I'm going to Vegas, and a concert is going to happen.
Okay.
Yes. Metallica on Friday night, Bruno Mars and Silk Sonic on Saturday night.
What is the over and under that Jason makes both of those concerts? 1.5?
I'm going to make them both.
You are?
I'm going to make them both.
I think we could get a little wager going here with the folks.
I think the over-under, if I stay for the entirety of Bruno Mars, might be a better prop bet. Just saying.
Oh, I understand that. I've done that before.
Because those were kind of, M Life, here you go kind of tickets.
Right,
there.
right. Yeah.
So there's not a major investment there, although my wife and daughter are very excited about Bruno Mars, so I might not have a choice.
Well,
I want to see Bruno Mars too.
I've gotten free tickets from MGM, and most of the time I don't make that show.
Yeah.
If you pay for tickets, you're more apt to go.
Absolutely.
Than if you get them for free.
See, I wouldn't go see like Cirque du Soleil. If it's a concert, I'm generally going to make time to go.
I don't know. I hear Cirque du Soleil is pretty good.
I'm sure it is. I've bought tickets 2 or 3 times, and my wife said they were wonderful seats because I wasn't leaving the table.
No Paul McCartney.
No,
no good.
Not going to do that. But I think I'll hit both. I think I'll hit both concerts.
Okay.
I'll probably stay till the very end. Although the Bruno Mars, and hopefully things change while we're out there, but it says mask required during the show.
Yeah.
I'm hoping since Las Vegas has changed and the state of Nevada has changed their mask laws that will change for that show, because that might determine the length of my stay.
Yeah.
At that show as well.
Well, good luck with that.
I'm saying that. It's 2/22/22. A lot of famous twos. It's also Margarita Day. How's Ryan Eagle going to celebrate? We'll talk about that as we continue here on the Blitz. If you need an electrician, let me tell you about Hill Electric. They are available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years, and in the new house, they've added some extra outlets in the garage, even had them put up a big spotlight motion light outside over one of my grills for night grilling, which has been fantastic. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. Whether you need additional outlets or USB ports, you need to fix that fuse that's always blowing, that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, never a service charge, and always free estimates. If you're a business having to rework your office, let Hill Electric design your socially distant space to ensure each workstation has the proper electrical needs. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
It is National Margarita Day, and we're going to talk margaritas. Yum. Right after this Sports Center update with James Pledger.
Oh, man, it sounds like you can't wait to get started on that. I know one thing that the Cowboys shouldn't wait on is to decide whether or not they want to use their franchise tag, because the window opened today, and they have until March 8th to determine if one of their 21 players set to become unrestricted free agents actually deserve the tag or not. A couple of those players could be either defensive end Randy Gregory, tight end Dalton Schultz, or wide receiver Michael Gallup. The franchise tag deadline is March 8th, and the Cowboys have to figure it out then or sign them to a long-term contract by then. Also tonight, the Texas A&M Aggies take on Georgia coming up at the top of the hour, a game you can catch right here on San Antonio Sports Star. I'm James Pledger.
The San Antonio Home and Garden Show is coming up February 25th through the 27th, and the Window Source of San Antonio would love to see you there. We'll be there hoping homeowners just like you get quality windows at the price you deserve. Come by our booth and mention ESPN, and we'll knock off an additional 5%. Isn't it time you let them old windows go? Call the Window Source of San Antonio right now, 210-880-3021. That's 210-880-3021. Come visit our showroom at 6800 Fairgrounds Parkway, or visit us at windowsourceofsa.com.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
The Roo Pub is the best place to watch a game. Football, basketball, the big fights, they have them on at the Roo on their 3 massive 170-inch laser screens and TVs all around. Come hungry, the food is fantastic, and the kitchen is open until 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. The Roo Pub has the best darts area in town, indoor cornhole, and weekday happy hour from 11 to 6. For lunch, dinner, or late at night, and the best place to watch a game, get into the Roo Pub at 281 in Redmond Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hi, it's Rudy J. I'm here with my lawyer, Jason Thompson, owner of the Thompson Law Firm. Jason, as I'm riding around the city, I notice your nice billboards. They look good, but
I have a couple out there trying to keep up with the competition, I guess.
They look good. Now, I get in a car accident. Am I going to be talking to you? I don't want to talk to some guy that works for you. I want to talk to the guy that's on the billboard.
No, I know. And you know that you talk to me, but you have, you and I have been friends for a long time, and I've represented you for a long time. But that relationship that you and I have is the relationship I have with a lot of my clients. And I think you're recognizing something that I don't know if everybody knows, that the face on the billboard for that firm might not be the lawyer that you actually get to talk to. That's not true with me, as you know.
Right.
If you call 900-0400, my office number, and you have a question about your case, you're going to talk to me. I'm the lawyer on the billboard, but I'm the lawyer that will handle your case.
Call 210-900-0400, 210-900-0400, or a lawyerforus.com.
Thank you, Rudy.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Second it takes. The Blitz with Joe Reinagle and Jason Minix. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
I'm going to reach the testicles and destroy the sperm before coitus. I must buy some time. Computer location.
15 millimeters northeast of the duodenum.
Very well. Fire phases! Oh, jeez, my duodenum's jacking up.
The hell was that, Blitz?
I guess it is duodenum.
Oh, you're trying to prove a point from something we did 20 minutes ago and nobody remembers what it was? Okay. Fair enough. Had no idea.
Joe knew where I was going with it.
Oh, after one key word.
What, duodenum?
Yeah.
Duodenum.
I don't know if they're talking about the same thing. Just saying. But then again, I have no idea what you just played and what the reference point might be.
It's goes a lot lower than you think, I believe were your exact words. Again,
I have no idea what you're talking about. It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. We're out early today, out at 6 o'clock. Andrew Monaco is going to take over at 6 o'clock as the Aggies basketball team looks to bounce back from their loss to Vanderbilt from over the weekend as they play the Georgia Bulldogs in College Station tonight.
Yeah, the Bulldogs aren't very good.
So you're saying it's cupcake?
No, I don't know if it's a cupcake. It might be a pretty good game actually, because I don't think either one of them are playing that great.
You know, there was a time this year where the Aggie basketball team was just killing it, and then they had a big game against Kentucky.
Yeah,
we had Monaco on, and then they proceeded to lose like 71 straight.
So Monaco probably doesn't want to talk to us anymore.
There's a reason we haven't had them back.
I know.
I'm kidding.
It can't be our fault, right?
No.
They'll win tonight, though. So listen to them right here.
Ryan Nagel says they will win tonight.
They will win tonight on 1250 ESPN AM and 103.3 FM.
There you go. Jeff Passan is tweeting, another day, small moves on the labor front with Major League Baseball. There's a little of this, a little of that. What I haven't really read is any kind of player counters. It just seems like, you know, the Player Association dropped its ask from 80% of 2+ players receiving arbitration to 75%. I look at all this. I don't know. There is a deadline set for February 28th. They're going to meet again tomorrow.
Well, they have to do it by then if they want to start the season on time, because they're saying they need 4 weeks of spring training. That's what they'd like to have. I'm sure they could go less than that if they had to, but they want 4 weeks before the season begins, and it's scheduled to begin on April the 1st. So I don't understand what's going on here. I really don't. And what exactly is, I'd like for somebody to explain to me what exactly the squabble is and how much money are we talking about either way.
The union bumped major league minimum slightly while sticking with $775,000 in the first year and went from 8 picks in the lottery to 7. The union did not move on CBT. I'm not even sure what CBT is, according to Jeff Passan, but that's been a big roadblock in past negotiations, and he says it looks to be the same this time around. The sides will meet for a third consecutive day in Jupiter tomorrow. Clock ticking on the February 28th deadline is the tweet from Jeff Passan. Sounds like a whole bunch of lawyers are racking up the per diem.
Well, they certainly are, but they're the only ones winning in this thing, and that's what's sad about it all, because we should be talking about what's going on out in Florida, what's going on in Arizona, and getting ready for a good baseball season. But we're not. Instead, we're talking about what lawyers are doing, and that's sad.
And it doesn't feel like these meetings are lasting long enough. I don't know, you go to the meeting, and then you go prep for the next day's meeting, or you saying, well, we're in Florida, let's go to dinner, hit the bar,
right,
walk on the beach. The meeting was at 1:00, and they're only going a couple hours.
Oh, I got a tea time at 3. Get me out of here.
7 a.m. tea time.
Yeah.
Go play some golf, and then go have a meeting at 1 on the company dime.
Yeah, I think they're really hurting themselves, and unless they get this thing cleared up quickly, they're going to pay the price. I really believe that. So I hope I'm wrong.
Part of me feels like all of this, when it's all said and done, we'll get there. It's going to be fine. We'll have baseball. As long as we don't miss games. If 4 weeks of spring training versus 3, I don't give a damn. The people that care, those in Florida and those in Arizona who survive every year based on spring training. Those are the only people that really care about spring training.
I just think that people get tired. It's like anything, right? You listen to too much politics, you get tired of it. You listen to too much of this squabbling, you get tired of it. I mean, they're squabbling over millions of dollars, and I know that both sides want to do right by the other.
Sure.
But I mean, after a while, the average sports fan, like you and I and everybody listening, is like, enough already. How much is enough? How much is too much? Let's just play ball already.
What they need to do is celebrate today appropriately. The hell with the boardroom, conference room, wherever they're meeting at. They're down there in Florida. I would imagine they could find themselves a pretty good bar with a long table.
Sure.
Get some margaritas going on National Margarita Day and figure this out.
Mm-hmm. That's what we would do.
We sit around the table and solve the world problems on a regular basis with drinks in hand.
We do. We get smarter with every drink, in fact.
I mean, and I'm glad that we did not, but if you would think about the problem solving that we did sitting around a kitchen table in South Central LA, world would be a far better place.
Much better place.
If they just listen to us.
Or just invite us to Florida.
We had had some spirited conversations. Ultimately, your side, this side, you're still a Cardinal fan, but one day I'll convince you to come around. But again, though, I mean, it was good, honest debate, and you go from there. It's Margarita Day. Go find some margaritas and work this out, Major League Baseball.
Commish could invite us down to Florida. We could do the show from there.
We could.
Have a few drinks.
We should do this on the show with caller input.
Exactly right.
Figure it all out.
Figure it out. This is how it's going to be. This is what everybody wants to see. And let's go play ball. I'm just afraid for the game because the fan base, especially younger fans, is waning. Great. One of the best spectator sports there is, live.
Yeah.
But folks aren't watching it on TV anymore, unless you're a diehard like us.
Baseball is great in person, better on the radio.
Oh, it's great on the radio.
I love listening to baseball
and
on
listening
the radio.
to the radio in the arena or the ballpark I love doing that.
Well, you do that so you don't have to listen to your wife.
No.
I'm kidding.
You do that and it just adds to it. I love listening to the radio while I'm in the ballpark.
I agree. I mean, radio, I mean, I don't want to say I don't like watching it on TV, but nothing like driving around listening to the game.
Right.
If you're at home, you could be doing all kinds of things and have the game on, and you're not really watching it, you're listening to it. And radio is one of those sports, or radio is a medium, and baseball is perfect for it, where you're listening to it. And so many of the TV play-by-play guys now doing baseball, I think they let the pictures tell too many words.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't sitting there paying attention pitch after pitch after pitch in their recliner like they are watching football or basketball. You know, I might have the game on, but I'm doing something in the kitchen or whatever, and I just want to hear everything. I wish more TV guys would be a little bit more descriptive in baseball versus the other sports.
Yeah, but that's not what
TV is.
That's not what TV guys are taught. I mean, you're taught to let the picture tell the story.
Yep.
Radio, you paint the picture with your words.
Yep.
TV, it's not that way. Now, hopefully that will change, because what you're saying is right. It's not just with sports, Jason. It's with everything. I mean, you know, newscasts nowadays, people are doing stuff, right? So they're basically just listening to you most of the time. So, yep, things are changing in the TV biz.
Yeah, they certainly are. In baseball, get your stuff together, would you?
Please.
Get your stuff together. Because the reality is, daily at this point, there's not even, I mean, passing gets a little segment on this show, it's not dominating the headlines yet either.
Not at all.
I mean, because we're so far away from missing games that it's not at a hurt point yet. It needs to get to the hurt point or a deadline, which is Monday.
Yeah.
Have some margaritas, beat the deadline, and go home.
Well, what I'm afraid of is they are having margaritas, but they're not working it out, because there's drinks flying, you know. But it's at the inappropriate time, after the meeting's over, instead of during the meeting. You know, fight it out, then you hug it out. That's what happens, right? If you have an argument, a debate, you fight it out, you tell your side of the story, you argue a little bit, and then, you know, you leave friends. And then that's the way it's supposed to be, and everybody's happy that way.
It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. Coming up, our injury update with Dr. Christian Baldwin. You know, we had a injury that we talked about yesterday with a Finnish cross-country skier. And I see that James Pledger included frozen penis on the injury report.
Well, as he should. There's a cold front coming in, Jason. We all need to be prepared for frozen penis the next 2 days. You've got to be prepared for that. It's going to get cold.
Not that cold, I hope. We will see. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, you need to go see my friends over at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex. Easy for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira because I am a longtime Ancira customer. Through the years, I have bought many vehicles from Ancira, and it's because of how well they take care of you before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a great family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. They're going to make sure you're getting the vehicle you want with the options and features that you're looking for. They'll give you great value on your trade-in, the best rebates and financing options that are available. And you know price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
It's the NBA. Catch every score.
He knocks it down.
Every block.
Cracks it home.
Listen for the latest on San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
AC today, heater later in the week. If you're having issues with your unit, you need to call Quarterman Plumbing. AC, stop writing. Call Quarterman Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899 is the phone number. 651-5899. At Quarterman, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential, or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. At Quartermoon, they do not have commission sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions. They have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. Plumbing issues, AC, heater, Quartermoon is the company to call at 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online, quartermoonplumbing.com.
Was the guy driving the company van next to you too busy taking the infamous car selfie for his dating app when he wrecked into you? He's still single, but now you're seriously hurt. If you or a loved one is hurt in a wreck with an 18-wheeler or company vehicle, don't call just any dude. Call the dude, the personal injury dude. Mark Poling at Poling Law PLLC at pidude.com. That's pidude.com. Or call 210-201-0303 24 hours a day.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but thought it would be too difficult? Then try Babbel. Babbel starts by teaching you words and phrases that gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations. So in 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking a new language in a few weeks. Babbel is built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to babbel.com today. That's BABBEL.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
Exergen would like you to know about an important new study by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has always known. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate, and they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. With new strains of COVID on the rise, we can't afford to tolerate rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. San Antonio Sports Star Drive to End Hunger is going on now through March 25th. Just go to sasportstar.com to give what you can or just find drop-off locations. It's all presented by the Institute for Functional Health, Rambler Sparkling Water, Copenhagen Imports, and Airtron.
It's Rob Thompson. Join Rudy J and I tomorrow morning from 7 till 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Time for our injury update, powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics. They're online at tsaog.com. Let's welcome in Dr. Christian Baldwin joining us now. Doc, how's your Tuesday?
Tuesday's going great, guys. How are y'all doing?
Doing well, Doc. Before we get started, every week, Pledge puts together a list of injuries we're going to talk about. Did you happen to read those today?
I did.
You've studied and prepped. What did you make of the first story that you clicked on?
The first one, let me pull it up here so I don't lie to you. Yeah. So that one, I figured you would bring that up first. I expected nothing less. So that's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate area to get potentially frostbite in, and we see that quite a bit, mostly in fingers and toes and noses.
Oh,
but it can happen obviously in the in the very sensitive area there as well.
So that's actually frostbite, is what that is?
Well, I'm not sure. What I read on the reports, it didn't sound like it quite got as bad as frostbite. Frostbite is basically when part of the tissue dies and completely freezes, and it's hard to get it back. You really lose that area. That's why people lose toes and they can lose fingers, etc., and part of their nose. So it didn't quite sound in the reports that I read that it was frostbite, but it certainly could have been if the race had kept going and it was as cold as they said it was.
The Olympic skier, the cross country skier, and we spent some time talking about this yesterday, and we saw two different names for it, and apparently legitimate medical terms: frozen penis or polar penis. And for this one particular skier, this is the second time it's happened to him. Now, it's one thing for it to happen once. How do you let this happen a second time?
Yeah, that's a rough go for sure. They're trying to be as aerodynamic as possible and really not wearing much in regards to clothing. And so those suits are super thin and they're really out in the elements and they're at risk for it. And I to be honest with you, you figured you'd put on an extra pair of underwear if it's happened to you once.
One of those hand warmer something. Drop it in there. It's not going to affect your aerodynamics that much, not to go through that kind of pain. Although it does lead me to ask a very serious medical question, Doc. When you were going to school and or during your practice, what is the strangest injury you've seen a patient come in with?
Well, we see a multitude of injuries, to be honest with you. You name it, we've probably seen it. Some of it may not be appropriate for radio. So maybe a discussion for another day, but you see anything from just, mostly wounds just being ignored for a long period of time for one reason or another and coming in with raging infections in every area of the body. That's something that we see, unfortunately, too frequently. So things like that can happen if you don't pay attention and obviously ignore going to see a doctor or don't take care of yourself and you set yourself up for having issues of healing and potentially serious infections and can cause a loss of limb and at times even life.
Well, Doc, I'm glad that you don't have to deal with the first one that we talked about very often because the weather's not that cold here. So,
although it's getting cold this weekend.
It is getting cold this weekend. So maybe we'll need some advice before you leave us here today on how to keep that from happening. I do want to talk a legitimate injury. Not that that's not a legitimate. I'm all over the place. Okay. We're getting down to the end of the basketball season, and every game right now is pretty important. And Chris Paul, obviously, is a pretty important player for the Phoenix Suns. And he's going to miss anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, we're told, with a fractured right thumb. How tough is that to heal? Because, I mean, it is your thumb, and we do everything with that thumb. Is that something you got to be really careful with?
Unfortunately, especially for a point guard who's dealing with the ball so much, and it sounded like it was an avulsion fracture, which means that really the ligament pulled off with a small piece of bone, making his thumb unstable. That's what required the treatment. And so it's an unfortunate injury, and it does affect him significantly, and it needs to heal appropriately before he goes back. Otherwise, it puts himself at risk for getting hurt again and being out even longer.
When you think about Chris Paul and that thumb injury, it was announced. Now, his coach was coaching the All-Star game, but he actually played for a couple of seconds in that All-Star game, and they said he wasn't at risk by going into the All-Star game. I don't necessarily know if it was a good look for Chris Paul at that point just to get some All-Star game minutes in ego there, but was he at any kind of risk?
Well, I think anytime you step on the court, especially if you already have an injury, you're a little bit at risk. The All-Star game is so laid back, especially in the beginning of the game, that that risk is pretty minimal, but I wouldn't say it's zero risk. There's always some risk.
Dr. Christian Baldwin joining us here on the Blitz for our injury update, powered by TSAOG Orthopedics. Another guy that showed up and played in the All-Star game, Zach LaVine of the Chicago Bulls, has left knee injury. He was given a PRP injection and a cortisone shot last week in Los Angeles. I've heard of both. I've never heard of getting both at the same time.
Yeah, it sounds like he had a bit of an effusion or extra fluid in the joint from the knee just being inflamed and potentially some early cartilage wear. And so they decided I heard that they drained it and then injected both PRP and cortisone. I'll be honest with you, it's a little bit contradictory. Certainly, not something that we do very often, certainly in our practice. But they're just trying to get him to feel better and be able to finish out the season here and probably take care of whatever it is going on in his knee at the end of the year. It certainly not the typical mode of treatments, but hopefully it works for him.
So, Doc, is that just something that he'll have to deal with after the season? Is this more or less, for lack of a better word, putting a Band-Aid on something to get him through?
More than likely. It's hard for me to comment on that specifically without knowing exactly what's going on. But a lot of these guys, they've been playing basketball for a couple of decades here, and it's a tough sport on the knees. You get early cartilage wear, you get little flakes of cartilage that flake off and are floating around the knee, and the knee gets irritated, and you get these effusions. So that's a very typical scenario for these guys. And so to try to minimize the symptoms from that, we take out the fluid and we inject some steroid. Potentially you can add some PRP in there to hopefully get some biologic healing. It's not an uncommon practice to see these guys with big swollen joints. And usually on TV, you'll see them at the end of the games. They're sitting there with their ice packs on the knees.
Dr. Christian Baldwin joining us here on the Blitz. Doc, he's an athlete. He's done it all. Did you catch Aaron Rodgers or read any of Aaron Rodgers' interview today on the Pat McAfee show?
I did not. What did he say?
Well, he didn't make any of the news that we all wanted to hear, but he did tell us about his 10-day Panchakarma cleanse, where he went through this cleanse where, there's 5 parts to it. I'm not going to get into all of it, but basically he had stuff coming out of both ends for 10 days in a cleanse. And my thought is, I know people that have done 3-day cleanses, 5-day cleanses, 10-day cleanse. That almost doesn't even sound healthy.
Certainly sounds a bit extreme. I know he's quite into the holistic approach to his medical regimen, so it doesn't surprise me. 10 days certainly seems long. Hopefully they were monitoring him and ensuring he wasn't becoming too dehydrated, especially if he was having stuff coming out both ends. But 10 days doesn't sound super pleasant, to be honest. It's quite a long time.
Yeah, Doc, I got to ask you real quick on that. Is he eating during that? Typically, does somebody eat, or is it just a fast?
There's all different types. And so vast majority of times when they're doing a cleanse, they're not eating. They're just drinking juices and so forth. But again, it varies from different regimen to regimen. So I couldn't tell you specifically, but I doubt he was eating. Probably just drinking fluids and juice.
Take a grumpy man, both ends, and he's hangry. I'm sure he was pleasant for 10 days. Dr. Christian Baldwin, always appreciate the insight. Go read about this cleanse he did. I'm sure you in the medical field would be very interested in it. Always appreciate the insight, Doc. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Okay, guys. Y'all too. Have a good one.
Appreciate it. Dr. Christian Baldwin joining us here for our weekly injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics, online at TSAOG.com. We're out early. It's early release day. Aggie basketball coming up next. A&M taking on Georgia, which is perfect. We get an early release day on National Margarita Day.
Wow, that's great for you that don't have to go to work.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Here we go again. Baseball owners and players can't agree on a new contract. The owners have locked players out.